Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Fine.
Happy to hear it. Hey, Ray.
Ark matey.
Arr! Hey, Dylan.
Hi, Dylan.
Howdy.
How you doing?
Doing okay. Just, getting through.
That's good. Nothing to report is probably good. Hey, Light.
Hi, Light.
Good morning.
Oh, I get it. Highlight.
hmm
As in, like, that's the highlight.
It's also good when people say nightlight.
Yeah.
Well, at least I made it before Cat, so I'm not the one who kept us waiting. Let it be known.
It'd be real embarrassing if everyone else was here and not you.
Yeah, I would feel real bad.
If the DM doesn't show up in 15 minutes, we're legally allowed to level up.
Deal.
Oh, we should have started the call then.
Oh yeah, fair. Well, I'm glad you could keep doing whatever you were doing for a little bit. Hey, how's it going, Kat?
Well,
Cat.
Is that like well, comma, and then some long explanation, or just it's going well?
it's going well. I
Okay,
couldn't find my computer, so I'm on my old computer, which I need to charge. I realized. I was like, why wasn't it? Why is it taking so long? It's low.
gotcha. Well, it's good to see you all again.
Comma.
I've missed your beautiful faces. Yes, that one does have comma. Let's see. Do do do.
Do do do.
When we last left off our campaign, everybody was on the Citadel, the place of magical research and all sorts of crazy people. The Doctor is one of which such researchers, and he's currently having a bit of an episode. He's currently
Aw,
got his
poor
legs
guy.
tied up by like a metal spring that was conjured by some lady who he chucked a rock at the back of her head and knocked her out. And now he's just kind of trying to gnash his teeth at QZ's ankles and genuinely being a little bother, like a little piranha
The
flopping on
opposite
the
of a
ground like a
doctor.
fish. Yeah. So he's having a rough time. What triggered him to lose his mind? No one is yet sure. He's just kind of very strange. This has not been explained to Dylan or Light. I mean, Carmen or Adrian yet.
Nope.
So it's kind of bizarre, or Kingsley if you want to call him. Who cares? Um, yeah. Meanwhile, our party had just had a epic battle in the collapsing building known as the Wormhole, which had far too many enchantments for extra-dimensional spaces, and apparently that finally caught up with it, causing the building to implode basically at the slightest disturbance and collapse into a black mass that is now basically chilling on the ground like a black hole. There's currently the Tiger Man nearby, who is just kind of like in a shocked daze beside you guys as you were trying to interrogate Edularin, the mage who presumably was behind Adrian's kidnapping and who some of the party, but I'm not sure all, I don't remember if you talked to each other about it, know that he's also responsible for the attempted terrorism in Lunimus, which the Doctor managed to prevent before it could become too much of a catastrophe. We will now pick up as twilight is beginning to fall upon the Citadel, the sun passing behind one of the, well, Roche, the large moon, overhead, basically causing the first of two night cycles on the Citadel. The sun will come up again briefly at some point later as it kind of peeks through the gap between the two planets, but it's a shorter little day cycle, and mainly this, yeah, it'll there's two little nights basically. I'm bad at describing physics and science, okay? Angles are impossible to describe accurately with, you know, monologue. So, uh, let's just pick up with all of you. Ananias, by the way, are you holding anything? Just out of curiosity.
Yes. Why?
What are you holding?
Wasn't I holding the guy?
I think he's kind of. Did you restrain him in some way? Like, did you guys all tie
Uh,
him up or something?
no. I think it was mage hands.
Oh,
Yep,
okay.
that's what it was.
Sure.
I'm mage hands holding him.
Yes.
I mean, they can only hold
But do you have it
5
mage handled?
pounds. Is it 5 or 10 pounds?
Well,
Either way.
I think it
Okay.
was more of pushing down on him.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Well, either way, if you're holding, are you holding him with real hands or fake hands?
Yes,
Ananias?
both. Why not?
Both? Yes. 4 hands. I love it. So, Ananias, I forgot to mention this because we were doing the whole like fast forwarding and skipping over lots of important details as we were describing you arriving at the Citadel. But the Citadel, when you arrived here, it feels similar to how Lunimus did and how that cave did many, many sessions ago in like the third through fifth sessions. The cave where there was a, as the Wanderer called it, a locus of magic, the ley lines converging at a certain point and causing it to be more magically active than other places. Um, so Lunimus had that same kind of oppressive, like magical feel, and the weave of magic felt more strong at that location. The Citadel, as you arrive here, feels twice as magical as that. There appears to be huge amount of power focused somewhere nearby. You're not exactly at this epicenter, but you can definitely feel that there's more magic just available in this area. And as it's kind of like interacting with your weird newfound abilities, your hands are kind of like shaking a little bit, and they currently still are permanently invisible as a result of your misgivings with the weave before. And you're noticing that where you are holding a Jularan, like putting your hands on his hands or his back or something, that area of his body within like a radius of a foot or so is also turning invisible. That's all.
Wait, what radius of him?
Just, you know, if
A
you're
foot
holding his
radius.
hands on his back, this area of him and his hands and his back are invisible.
That's
You're
useful to know.
contagious.
Thank you.
Agreed. So true.
He's
happened?
struggling so hard to get that off.
That went way more poorly than I expected. I'm sorry. Got a
Good
comedy
job.
routine all set up and ready to go.
Of course, you want to
Hooray.
kill your players first.
Oh boy. No, I wanted to choke myself first.
That's weird.
Also, hooray.
Mm. Oh, another thing. Let me get my dice out. That would be handy. Ananias, you heal for 13 hit points.
Yeah, from
Wow.
what?
From
Good
healing.
question.
As you suck the life force out of this man via your hands.
Sucking
I would
his
say-
very
Only-
existence.
You don't
Only
necessarily notice that at
Ananias?
the same time. Yes, just Ananias.
And
Okay,
only the
sick.
parts of you that are visible have healed.
Oh, okay, good to know.
This isn't happening at this exact moment. It just at some point you were healed.
Hands.
How many points?
13.
13. How dare you do this?
Well,
I
That's-
rolled a dice,
11.
okay?
That's one below full.
Sorry, yeah, I did that specifically just to annoy you.
Okay, cool.
I pre-calculated it and everything. Well, I guess we'll start the conversation on the Edularan plus Ananias plus Adrian plus Carmen side, while Kuzith and the doctor are still hanging out.
We also had 2 guards there.
Yes, there's a chubby guard talking to Kuzith and the doctor, while the long-necked guard was talking to the rest of you, and the Tiger Man is just still kind of kneeling on the ground in awestruck disdain or distress.
Yeah.
I believe previously you guys were very insistent upon telling your entire life story and like all the kidnapping and all that kind of stuff, and they were just like, okay, but building explode? How how do explode building? And I believe actually the last thing that was, proposed was Edulauren mentioned um, perhaps it would be better for you guys to sort out your differences without the guard's presence, seeming to kind of subtly imply, um, if we want any answers, the guard would be preferred to not be there. So we'll just have him say real quick, I would be willing to postpone any accusations of their involvement with the building itself. As I said, the building was likely having some problems even before their arrival, so perhaps it would be more of an insurance claim with Paul, and you can talk with the Tiger Man about that. He seems rather upset about the whole situation. Meanwhile, we can talk about our differences and who may or may not have bothered each other. Uh, my job is to
I
keep peace here, so, is that amenable to you people?
I'm sorry. Would kidnapping be bothered? Because I don't believe that is an accurate statement for this.
Was that talking to the bad guy or the
Uh,
guard?
the guard mostly, actually.
Hmm. Uh, like I said, I haven't really dealt much with kidnapping, so I mean, if you can prove that he did that, you're talking with the Zone of Truth on, so I mean, I guess that happened. He hasn't confirmed it though, so I mean, well, I don't know what you want me
Yes,
to do here.
he does seem to be purposefully avoiding it.
Well, I can bring him to the jail, and we could just sort this whole thing mess out if you want. But the caretaker would be the one who ultimately makes the judgment call on what we should do about this.
I
Yes,
miss
I would.
their accents.
I couldn't remember what I did last session. I'm trying to remember.
It was like a Brit.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, like a constable.
Somewhat.
Constable. That word does not help me narrow down what I did last time. Istanbul, Constantinople. Sorry.
Yeah, Kingsley would be like, yes, I do believe.
Adrian.
Oh, sorry, I'm used to.
No, no worries.
Ferdinand.
No worries.
He
Princely.
You got me doing it too now.
Yes, Adrian would be like, yes, I would actually prefer this to be in a place of government.
Very well. I guess he's gonna be creaky voice now. Sorry. Yeah, we can bring him to the jail, and we can deal with him in the morning. Uh, yeah, I'll have to look up his records too, and yours as well, I would presume. So you said you were
course.
taken to the Citadel against your will. Have you been registered at the TSA or anything?
No, neither of
Just
us.
the most blatant stare at him, just like you know what my
Yes.
answer's gonna be.
Neither of us have been registered there because we've been taken against our will.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah, we'll deal with that as well. Yes. Well, why don't you two go ahead and head down that direction? Is your other friend with the weird invisible whatever's going on behind that man? Does she also need to be registered?
No, everyone else here is here of their. I don't wish to say normalcy, but
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay. Well, very well. I guess I will take this man to the jail with my partner after we have sorted out the whatever the dispute is with the building disappearance, as it were. But yeah, we'll try to get you justice for whatever this man has done.
Just
You-
just shakes his head, just like it's kidnapping. It's kidnapping. It's not.
Well, yes, we know that, but I mean, there's always more to the story than that. And Adularan's just like, well, you people will live to regret this. Hmm. But he doesn't move. He doesn't do anything right now. Um, let's see. As you guys are continuing to chat, a out of breath man who's slightly rotund kind of runs up the street, kind of looking wide-eyed at everything, looking like he's just kind of run all the way down this entire street. And he quickly kind of notices the missing building and locks eyes with you people, and seems almost like he kind of wants to go the other way, seeing how bad the situation in fact is. But the guard kind of motions him over, and he reluctantly walks over. Hello there! How may I assist you all with this day?
Who's this again?
This is some guy you have not met before. He's dressed in
Okay.
very fine robes, and he looks like he's pretty well off for himself. And he's also rather rotund, as I said, so he doesn't seem to be eating the same stuff that most of the gaunt individuals are. He just kind of looks nervously between everyone.
Look, he was brought over here by the guard.
He ran over here as though he was, running to the scene for a reason. But upon seeing the situation, he was like, "Oh, I don't want to be here after all." But he was already there, so couldn't
Yes.
really run away without being suspicious.
Adrian's not the kind to like immediately,
Gotcha. So the
call
guard,
out that.
the guard will
That's
just kind of
embarrassing,
wave to him and go, "Oh, hi, Paul. So this guy, the like energy manipulation expert guy, says that you had something to do with this building not being there anymore." Well, I never. This is you're blaming me for my spells always work perfectly. There's absolutely. And I suppose I should have him roll real quick.
Are we under a zone of truth?
Exactly,
Still?
that's what he needs to roll for. Sorry. You see him start to say something, and immediately, as though the words are being choked out of his throat, he. I have had only some problems with my spells prior. Dang it.
Yes.
Well, I assure you I had no knowledge of this whole situation up until, well, an hour ago. It's odd because I have to talk to myself. I'm so sorry. Why do I
No, it's
do
all
this to
right, it's all
myself?
Yeah, King's or Adrian's looking at him like, yeah, this is the situation that you're gonna this is the hill you're gonna die on.
Well, this is Paul Goodman. He's the guy who's always trying to get people to buy his extra-dimensional spaces. He's a very successful businessman and a very annoying pain in our sides every once in a while. So, if you would just start talking to this Tiger Man here, who's the proprietor of this
Question.
building, that would be great.
Question.
Yes.
Extra dimensional spaces? What do you mean? You sell them?
Well, yes, I'm the best enchanter of that particular variety that the world's ever seen. Okay,
An extra dimensional space.
I am a good one, I should say. Not the best, maybe.
Are you
I don't
perhaps
know.
the only one?
Poor guy.
I um I don't think so.
Not even here in the Citadel.
Well, I think I am the only one on the Citadel, at least the one that specializes in it.
Hmm.
I can confidently say I meet the bare minimum standard.
Hooray!
Can I have an extra dimensional space? What do you do with them?
You want? What do you mean by you want an extra dimensional space in your building? Yes, absolutely. We can talk
No, no, no,
business
no, no,
after
no.
this situation is resolved.
No. This bag. I want to become an extra dimensional space.
Oh, I'm sorry. We do not do bags of holding, handy haversacks, anything of the sort on the Citadel. If you put an extra dimensional space in one of the other buildings that have already got an extra dimensional space, well, let's just say you'd have a one-way ticket to somewhere you don't want to go. So we
Listen
are
here,
very
listen here.
strict about that kind of thing.
How much money would it take to get an extra dimensional space in this bag?
You see a slight bit of greed flash across his eyes, but he kind of looks to the
Can I roll for persuasion?
guard. Sure.
Okay.
She's
We'll
just trying to
see.
get the guy in trouble there.
Maybe.
Right in front of the guards.
Does a 13 plus 2?
I would never willingly, in good conscience, in front of people who can catch me, do such a thing. How dare you suggest such a thing that we can talk about later?
Okay. That's funny.
But truly, it is a very dangerous thing that I wouldn't recommend for sure. And he's like trying to talk as quickly as possible to bamboozle the guard if possible. The guard, however, seems to be entirely aware of the situation. Yeah, this is why he's a bit of a problem sometimes. So, yeah, it's entirely reasonable that his misgivings are what caused this building to go downhill. Anyway, Tig Tug here would probably like some reassurance that his insurance will cover the situation. Insurance? Oh, I'll have to review his contract to see exactly what he signed for. I will say there has to be proof of, what caused the issue, and he just, I don't even want to go into it. But he does. He's trying to talk his way out of the situation. Edularan, meanwhile, is just kind of slowly wanting to, turtle into himself and disappear. His back's already disappearing, but that's not his fault. He doesn't even know.
Not the same.
Wait, is his back now that if I let go of him while he's been walked into prison or jail, does his back stay disappeared?
You're talking about the future.
I was gonna say I don't
You'd have
think
to
we've
let
done
go of
that.
him.
We haven't done that? Okay,
You
cool.
disappeared this man
No,
forever.
we were still outside the big building, the building that's a portal.
Oh, I misunderstood that. Understood now.
Yeah, you're hanging out on the street still.
Yeah.
Let's switch over to. I mean, yeah. Sorry, if you have something to say, feel free. Otherwise,
no,
we can meet the doctor and QZ for a second.
Good.
Okay. So, doctor, what are you doing?
Blah, blah, blah.
Still okay. Are you remaining at the same level of anger currently, or are you getting more and more frustrated that you can't quite reach QZ's ankles?
I'm getting very frustrated that I can't reach him, and that I'm still stuck in that stupid spring.
Okay. Could I have you? What's your current strength score?
I think
Strong
it's
enough.
+5. Yeah, +5.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a strength check.
Okay. How's a nat 20 +5?
Oh, of course it is. Yes, as the fury bubbles within you, like the Hulk, you suddenly feel your muscles grow even larger, and you bust out of the spring, and are now free to cause havoc once again.
I jump on the nearest person.
That's probably QZ, who was trying
I'm
to calm
sorry,
him down.
Kirziev. I'm
I
so
feel like
sorry.
I might be able to jump out of the way.
Sure.
Just with my reaction.
Roll
Like,
me.
you have to
I mean,
hit
this is an actual attack at this point. So
it. Yeah, you have to roll to hit. So like,
Okay,
you have
I'm
to
gonna
see if I
roll
can
to hit.
dodge.
Mhm.
Let's see here. Roll to hit. What's my...
It would just be an unarmed strike, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but when you do roll to hit, you have a
You roll a
modifier
20.
on it. Yeah,
And then the modifier is the hit die.
yeah. I'm trying to figure out what the hit die for this character is.
Should say unarmed, and then it's the number that says hit.
Oh, I had to make a completely different sheet off of the site. So
Okay.
So this would be an unarmed strike, which is strength. So he would add his modifier +5 to whatever he rolled on the d20, I believe. Unless he's proficient in
okay.
unarmed strike, I think. Which I don't know if that's.
He does have barbarian effects.
Yeah.
Light and Dylan, do you remind me, do unarmed strike get a bonus from proficiency?
Only if you're a monk.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
So I don't get proficiency on this?
Nope, just the +5, I guess.
We know
Okay.
that because Dylan tried to punch a ghost the other day.
That sounds
A
counterproductive.
dirty 20.
Okay. Yeah, that breaks Qzith's AC, so are you grappling him, or...
Yeah, I'm grappling him to start out with.
Can't I spend a key though to
To avoid a
survive
grapple?
this? Yeah.
Well, does it work to avoid grapples? Is that what your abilities say?
That's what I'm trying to see.
Okay. Well, you would know the answer quicker than I would then.
I'm just looking it up.
Okay.
Actions. Spend 1 key point to take a dodge action as a bonus action. Okay, so that's not really a bonus action. Need to be reactions. Deflect missile, slow fall. Okay. Yeah, no, I do not, it seems.
Okay.
Which, honestly, if a monk should get anything.
That is true. Yeah. However, in this particular case, I guess the doctor is just surprising you. So he leaps upon you and is more or less just kind of hanging on your back, I guess, at this point.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like I'm giving a big ol' hug.
Assuming we're
I
more or
don't feel the
less
love, though.
in combat at this point, we will say the Qzith, you get a turn real quick, and the guard pulls out his little nightstick,
yeah,
and he's like,
I will probably
preparing to...
try and spend a point to do a stunning strike.
Okay.
So I think I first have to roll the hit.
Yes.
So let me do that first. Actually taking out my dice now. Ooh, a net 20 plus whatever else.
Nat 20 or
A
net
dirty
20?
20.
I didn't mean to say net. A natural 20
Gotcha.
plus more.
Wait, isn't that the same thing?
Net is total, I thought.
Oh, we just say a dirty 20.
So was it a natural or was
That's
it a
fair, actually.
net 20?
It is natural. It is a natural
Okay.
20. I'm just looking for
Okay,
what
so
the
it's a
plus
crit.
is.
Okay.
Plus 7. You're not gonna dodge this.
Yeah, that's a solid thwack.
Okay.
27.
27 damage?
No, that was
No.
to hit,
To
which hits
hit.
your armor class. So what's the
14.
damage?
Okay, damage time. Just punching, so no need for. Okay. That's 7 damage.
Okay. And so what special... Oh, I almost brought myself all the way down to 7.
Oh no.
45.
would've
With
been
a
bad.
melee weapon. Oh wait, no, that has to be a weapon attack. Okay, so I would have actually been using my javelin, so I don't know if you are weak to piercing, but that is the damage that it is. We will say that it's the same number because it's the same die that I would have to have rolled.
Okay.
You can spend 1 key point to make the target stunned until the end of your next turn. If it fails a con saving throw, DC 15. So
Alright.
roll that and don't
Got a
lie
plus
about
3.
it.
Don't lie.
That's 16 plus 3, so 19.
Okay. I will do Fury of Blows, spending another one, and Stunning Strike again.
Y'all are really just duking it out on the fucking.
Yeah, this is all happening in the background
Alright,
while you
so
guys were having
this
that
time it's a
conversation.
dirty 20.
Everyone's
This
just
is like
ignoring
Dirty
it.
20.
This is like during
And-
one of those movie moments where
Yep.
We're having a calm conversation, and these guys are just shooting
Qzis
fireballs.
just starts
and
like punching
jumping.
him. He starts punching him in like whatchamacalled, the areas that are like more sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
Pressure points.
kidneys.
Pressure points. Yeah, in the
kid-
pressure points. He's,
That
he's
produces
going
a
in,
review.
punching in the pressure points. Bam, bam. The second hit is also going to be doing a little bit more damage this time, Ray. That's 9 damage.
All right.
I
like simple math.
and you have to do the con save again.
All right. Don't tell me you're going to spend another key point if I say
I can only do Fury of Blows once.
19 plus 3.
Once, period, ever.
How are you? I mean, I
Yeah.
could do
I
more,
did not
but
touch
I'm
it,
just
I promise.
I'm not
but
going
you
to.
can't even see it.
Alrighty. Well, he got by on that one. We will wait for my next turn to do it again.
Okay. Since you're still grappled, I assume movement is limited or 0 at this point. The guard has taken out his little billy club, and, well, it has a night-night stick written across it. You can imagine what it does. And he tries to whack the doctor in the back of the head with it. Let's see. What in the world? Oh. My D20 hit my my D10, and I was like, what the heck? Why does it say 80? That does not make sense, but it stopped. It is a hit.
Ran at 80.
And what is your current HP, Doctor?
29.
Ooh. Okay, I'm pretty sure I did my math right. So, basically the spell Sleep is cast, and you are just barely under the amount of hit points that he rolled. So,
You're welcome.
yeah, without QZ's assistance, it would not have worked. But the doctor, suddenly, peace and black, and thump, you fall off the back of QZ and hit the ground like a sack of potatoes.
Okay, I imagine it's more of like he falls on top of me, stuck underneath him. That's how I wanted it to be.
Sure. Yeah, well, I mean, if you were able to support his weight when he was conscious, and he's thrashing around, when he goes unconscious, wouldn't he just like slough off of you?
No, everybody knows that you become heavier when you're unconscious.
Dead weight is harder to deal with.
Yeah, fair enough. You just like. Okay, so QZ is now squished with his hollow bones underneath the giant muscular form of the naked baby man. Achievement get. So everyone kind of turns to in distraction to the doctor and QZ, who are QZ's just like help, and the guard's just standing there like, I'm sorry, he was resisting.
Stop resisting!
At this point, you all hear just a faint sound of a little alarm in the distance, and both guards kind of turn to look in the other direction, and you can see the faint outline of another airship apparently arriving at the port, who apparently didn't get the memo that the port's supposed to be closed down, and the guards kind of roll their eyes, having things to deal with. Yeah, so we got a crazy man here, we got a guy to bring to prison there, we got some people who, an insurance claim, and now we got this. We need to hire more guards here.
Are you accepting job applications?
I'm sorry,
You
is
know-
there a problem with my employ?
You might want to talk to the public records department. They could certainly use the help. I would welcome the assistance. I'm gonna go deal with that situation. Stanley, you got this one? Yeah, I guess I do. I got no choice. I'll take them both to the prison. We can sort this out in the morning. Yep, excellent. Well, I'm gonna head to the port. Nice meeting you folks.
Aww,
He just leaves,
that's nice.
leaving the doctor on the ground and does not help QZ.
QZ shimmies out.
hmm
I clap QZ on the back and use some lay on hands to give him some HPs back.
Do I
Did-
receive them?
Did you
Hey,
lose
you
any
were-
HP?
Did you?
No.
Actually, he did.
Oh.
He did lose some, not from this
From
situation, but
before.
from before. Yeah, he's
I think
14
Carmen
points down. I think.
assumes that it's from
Although I currently am listed as full health, so
How?
Weird.
I don't know why it didn't save.
Okay.
I'll just knock off 15 points of lay on hand and we'll assume that takes you up to full health.
It should, I
Sure.
think, based on my checking, but I don't know if that's accurate, so who cares?
No, it is accurate now.
Okay, cool.
Now it's accurate.
I have made your character sheet canon compliant.
Yes.
Hooray.
Uh,
Congrats, let's pass the correct document work and
so, the guard requests respectfully that Tigtug, the Tiger Man, and Paul, the salesman for extra dimensional spaces, accompany him so that he can sort out the insurance claim while they're heading to the prison with the doctor and Edularen. Would you guys like to accompany them, or would you guys like to do your own thing now, as night is falling? I don't believe you've acquired lodging for the night, or
no.
at any point during your stay. Yet. You could try to room with the doctor or the professor. Of course, the doctor's currently being taken away, and you're not sure where he lives, so there are plenty of
Worst
options,
case
and
scenario,
you just blew up the inn, so...
Worst case scenario, we camp out in the wheat field again.
That's true. Always an
QC's
option.
probably gonna want to
Does seem
talk
like
to the
No rain occurs here most of the time.
QC's probably gonna want to talk to the tour guide who was like inside the building who he carried
That's
out.
Tig Tug, the
Yep.
tiger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Be like, hey, we don't have a place to stay, and you know, I did somewhat save your life. Would you mind like helping us out? You know, like
Well, until just recently, I ran
An
an
inn.
inn. I would have been
yeah,
happy
but
to
like
assist
clearly
you.
you know the competitors, so like,
Oh my god.
There are no competitors. I went out of business because nobody was needing the inn. That's why we turned it into this death trap, apparently.
oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, you know, I'm not regretting saving you, but I am gonna say you're not pulling your weight.
Well,
Oh my god.
I have more weight than I can bear.
Emotional weight.
Poor guy.
I just need a moment. Okay, I don't have any lodging that I can offer you at the moment. Everything I had, I lived there too. Just mind you, I didn't have another place to stay myself, so I don't know where to tell you. I'm sorry. If you have a contact at the Citadel, perhaps you could use them. Or you could always go to the undesirables district.
Undesirable.
Is there like music that plays when he
Da,
says
da,
that?
da. Always. There's always a creepy music around the Citadel. Yes, it's to the far north, or as much as north counts for the Citadel. It could rotate, but it doesn't usually. Yeah, I guess they still use north. Why not? It's towards the north.
Locally accepted north.
Yeah, what everyone tends to accept as north is, yeah, good enough.
The socially acceptable north.
It's at the end of the street to the left of the caretaker's building.
I
Can't miss it.
imagine that there's just a building that's named North, and then everybody's just like orienting based on that. It's like at the edge of the town. It's just like, yeah, towards North.
I mean,
I like
yeah,
that.
you could just call the caretaker's building the east, and then everything else is oriented based on that. uh, so yeah, he's more or less distraught, not very helpful apparently in terms of that regard.
As expected, though.
Yeah, he's had a rough day. But he totally deserved it, because he was definitely involved with the whole kidnapping plot.
Totally, yep.
Uh huh.
Mm-hmm.
2000%.
Then
I
why'd
was
I
there.
save him?
Good, I mean, good guys don't let, villains die or
Oh,
anything.
thank you for reminding me. I'm a good guy.
Yeah,
Forgot it.
yeah.
I see. So, Ananias, the guard is currently trying to take your prisoner away. Are you going to allow that to happen, or...
Yeah, I'm chill with that. He can have him.
Okay. As you let go of the dude, and the guard kind of clasps some manacles around his wrists, when you let go, he reappears without ever
Oh,
having known
wonderful.
that part of him became invisible.
Good to know. I will be using this.
Ananias will remember
If
that.
you can figure out how it works.
Ananias
map.
knows how it works. Ananias
Really?
looks at things.
Now I want to know if she turns someone completely invisible and releases, will they stay invisible forever or just poof, disappear from existence?
Well, I don't think I have that power. I'm not in that. Okay,
Not yet.
I'm not in that magical of a place. But maybe if we get like Carmen and Isabella in on this, like maybe we can like all make it a thing. You know what I'm saying.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
Let's make everyone invisible.
Okay, so where's the guy who I was talking to about getting spots,
Getting spots? Huh?
getting places,
What?
getting
You know,
places in
Scoots.
bags? Where is he?
Oh, the
Yeah, he's
insurance
also
salesman.
Paul's
being
gone.
walked away. Yeah, same place as the
Wait, why is he in trouble?
He's not in well, I mean, he might be in trouble. He's trying to talk his way out of
Pay
trouble.
out the insurance policy of the building that just exploded.
Mhm.
Gootified.
Yeah.
Beautified.
It's beautiful.
Mhm.
I don't think TikTok agrees with that statement.
No.
Oh dear. Yeah. He put so much work into cataloging every magical item in that place, and now it's all just a pile on the ground.
The magical world of toilets is gone.
I know. That's the
Is there
biggest
anybody
loss.
like who we had who? Wait. The
Mhm.
guy who we're handing over knows where the doctor's house would be. Why don't we ask him before we hand him over?
This is Paul you're talking about? Paul Goodman?
No, Edgelarin,
Or
I think.
Edgelarin? Why
Yeah,
would he
Edgy
know where
Lauren.
the doctor lives?
Because the
Or
doctor
might
and
he?
him like hate each other, right?
No, that's the other guy.
No. Okay.
that would be the
We
professor.
need to go
They have
back
a
to
bit of
the
a
other
rivalry.
guy.
Yeah,
We
you
need
could
to
go
go
talk to
back
the
to the
professor if you'd
professor.
like. Yeah, when we last left the professor and his wife, they were taking care of the crazy lady that you brought with you to the Citadel, which I retconned in because I forgot to mention the first time. So presumably they are currently trying to help heal her shattered mind.
Also,
The
isn't
forbidden knowledge.
Isabella with them?
Yes, she was last you knew.
Yes, so it's
so
gonna be a
Don't
good
say it like
time
that, AJ.
to.
Don't say it like that.
hey, I'm just saying, Ananias told her to go find the library. So then assuming that the tiny little house of the professor didn't have one, I don't know where she is.
I don't know where she is. I've lost her. I've lost her in my mindscape.
Oh, yep, I can't see her, forgot. You'll never find her
There's
again.
libraries in this game?
No.
What's a library?
Not
Alright,
anymore.
Carmen would be like, I think we head back. We regroup with Isabella for the time being.
I have so many
get some
NPCs to keep
we-
track of.
We get some sleep, and we try to figure out our plan with morning light
Mm-hmm.
and clear our heads.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe this may be a good call. For now,
Mayhaps.
I can't sit too idly on things, unfortunately, but could be worse.
One night's sleep won't kill you.
I know.
Challenge accepted.
If that happened, you'd have 2 dead bodies.
Yes, you'd have many more issues. Like explaining to my sister what happened to me.
I'm glad I'd be dead.
QZ's Ananias, anything to add
Um,
or subtract?
No.
Maybe
I don't
divide?
think QZ's gonna subtract.
Like to multiply the amount of jokes we made by the amount of gold I have in my pocket to get more gold.
I mean, I'd have to square that up with the DM.
I'm just curious, how does one multiply an abstract concept by a physical item? I'm not sure how that works.
Exactly.
Magic.
Say no more.
That's how you get imaginary numbers.
Ah, gotcha. Well, every number is imaginary in D&D here.
It's fair.
That is an accurate statement, yes.
Well,
Okay.
I assume that means you all are heading to the professor's house. So you take off down the street towards the giant caretaker's castle in the east, turning down the street as you go until you make it back to the residential house of the professor as the
It's on
night
fire.
is complete. Huh?
And it's on fire.
Oh, of course, just
Wait.
haven't thrown enough at you yet. So, yes, you knock on the door of the professor, and he opens the door within a few moments or so. Oh, hello there! Good to see you again. It seems you've lost a few of your number. But welcome back, welcome back. Come in, come in, come in.
Thank you, Professor.
What news from the outside world?
Hmm.
Is my sister still here?
Oh no, she looked for the library, so I sent her off in the direction of the library down the street.
She turns to to Adrian. Give me the stone. The locate
that's
object
so-
one.
Oh,
Give it.
Wow, calling your sister an object.
No.
I
Your
didn't
sister has
objectify
objects
anyone.
on her. She's fine.
She's got
Oh,
the
so now
necklace
all it
on
takes
it.
is having objects.
Do be careful.
How
with it,
convenient.
and with what your next actions will be.
Takes it and she just immediately turns around to go and uses locate object on what she knows is Isabella's necklace because they both Rogers sisters have one and she left one for Val. She has one for Val too.
Hmm.
In her pocket. She just hasn't had the chance to give it to
Oh.
her yet. Literally, she got it when they went back to Lunamis and was going to give it to her at Colville's Ash, and then never had the chance to because she got there.
Oh no. No time like the present. Or you could wait.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
I'm gonna-
For a
I'm
present.
gonna get Izzy first, so she'll
Understandable.
cast locate object on that.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
As you cast the spell, are you using the same rune type thing that the professor was teaching?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you proficient with that kind of magic, with the, universal equation and all that kind of understanding? Or is this like a strange, more difficult procedure for you?
I don't know because her magic comes from the crown. It comes from the same source that like Adrian and Lillian get their magic from,
Mm-hmm.
which I guess given the nature of it, maybe it's the same. Like she's just tapping into what their magic source is, so it's kind of that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. My question is not so much the source of the power, it's more so the execution of the technique.
Mm,
I would
I think
say...
I think it's raw strength and belief and determination. It's less doing the equations. It's thus as I will it, so shall it be.
I'd say that because you and Adrian have spent so much time together, you're with him almost all the time, you've picked up a fair amount of his studies, and while you might not understand necessarily everything that's going on, you at least can kind of mimic the things he does every once in a
Yeah.
while. So I'd say you have about an 88% chance of this working out fine, and a 12% chance of things going awry.
That's fine.
Could you go
So
ahead
don't
and
roll like a 2 or 3.
could you go ahead and roll me an Arcana check just to be able to cast the spell?
Sure. Let's see what my Arcana that says.
Taking
Oh.
that as a nat 1 or a nat 20, I'm not sure which.
She got a nat 1.
Yay.
Ooh,
Let me
wow.
It wouldn't
consult.
be as hysterical.
Let me
if it was
consult
a
my
nat
handy
20.
dandy chart of things that can happen
Wow.
with the
You found your
specific
pocket,
rune.
Light.
You found your pocket? Oh dear.
Because the other one.
That would be a hilarious result.
It's on me? Isabella's on me?
Where? Where? Get off!
Yeah.
Get off!
It's the doctor again. Just hanging out on someone else's back. Okay. One moment.
Un momento, por favor.
Indeed.
And before we know it, Mama Swizzle.
Nice.
Huh. So instead of it revealing the location of the particular object that you're searching for, it does seem to have some kind of effect of increasing your awareness and vision. It shatters the rune in kind of a odd direction, like the lines maybe weren't quite connected as they should have been, and the energy kind of spreads along the lines until they collide at an unexpected point and break the rune in half, shattering, a magic which kind of blasts forward across your face. And suddenly, everything's way brighter than it was. You don't feel any pain or anything, but every nook and cranny, every corner is now much brighter than it was. Almost as though you have dark vision.
Almost.
Ooh.
Well, that was useless. she's going
There's
to.
another charge on the crystal. I
You
think.
know what? Yeah, yeah. There should be, and she's gonna try again. 'Cause that's
Agent's
what
just
she's-
like, bruh, all my spell slots.
Like, huh? Okay.
You
Does
want me
this
to
use
roll
up
ano-
Adrian's spell slots?
No.
They're
No.
bonus spell slots that were gifted, but they could have been handy
gotcha.
in a bad situation. But this is funny.
Do I need to roll another Arcana check?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't
19.
think I. Yeah. Okay.
Oh damn, you got it.
Nice.
I did.
Yes, so this time you make sure you connect the lines and you kind of are like very precise before you begin powering it with the crystal. This time the power kind of spreads across the crystal or across the rune precisely as it should, and with the last remaining glow from the crystal, this rune kind of takes effect, and with a slightly musical chime, you suddenly get a ping in your mind of the location that you seek. It is down the street, near the public records building. The library should be the last building along the street on the right side, towards the caretaker's building. That is.
She's like Winter Soldier, like walking her way down down that way.
Walking her
Unstoppable
way
force.
downtown.
Okay. Well, are you taking anyone else with you, or are you going alone?
No.
Okay. Sounds good. The streets are rather quiet and less populated with the sun setting and nothing but the nice continual flames kind of lighting the path as you go. There's occasionally a wizard here and there. There's not many other types of people walking by, either carrying items or just kind of letting them float beside them casually as they go. Nobody really pays you much mind except for occasional glances at the very dead set paladin in full plate armor stomping their way down the street, looking like they're about to murder somebody. But there's so many strange things seen at the Citadel, no one seems to really want to pry into your business, so nothing bothers you as you make your way to the library. Everybody else, what are you doing? As the professor's kind of welcoming you in and talking a little bit too much, as usual, you see his wife, Agrala, the bird lady, tending to the crazy lady in the back of the building, in just a small area that's kind of been curtained off from the main area. She's like putting a hot paper, or like, what's it called, the hot water bottle thing over her forehead, and she's kind of like thrashing a little bit, as though she's like feverish. The old woman who's blind.
May I follow Carmen?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm trying to be in the library.
Okay, sounds good. I want to spend my time at the library.
The
Uh,
library, the
Are
library.
you being stealthy about it?
Not intentionally, but it takes me a moment to decide, I assume, which way I'm gonna go.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I have a lead on you.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's hard to keep track of Carmen. The street's pretty clear of debris and
And people wearing large suits of armor.
yeah, there are not very many of
me
those.
just clink, 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 clink.
Okay. Uh,
All right.
Yeah.
Well, if you wanted to hop over to other people, I'm thinking that once Huzith gets himself like situated
Mhm.
at where he's going to be spending the night, he's going to probably try and go and like visit the
Bless you.
doctor in the jail that he's being placed into
Mm-hmm.
for being crazy.
Gotcha. Okay. So, did you say you wanted to get a place established that you're going to stay at first here, or go to the
Yeah.
doctor?
Well, I figured it's we were going to be staying at the doctor's place where the professor is, right?
Nope.
Doctor's house
No.
and professor's place are different.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, they don't. They're not
we
roommates.
went to the professor's place to ask him where the doctor's house is.
No, I think we went to the professor's place to stay at the professor's place.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, it can be either one, but I know that we had planned on doing the thing that we just did to create a place to stay.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Well,
wherever that place is, QZ would like to place his stuff there.
gotcha. Yes. I assume you inquire to the professor if he's got any place to stay, and oh, yes, of course, I've got the finest of establishments. And he kind of pulls aside a little curtain, and you can see that what once was hidden is now an area that's way huger than it looked from the in or from the outside of the building. This is easily like 4 times as large. It's got a couple of rooms and a nice little rug and a living room with some couches. It's basically like a very nice, standard size house that you would see in our world. But it's all been compacted from the outside, looking into just like the tiny little broom closet sized house. So yeah, but it was apparently like it looked small until the curtain was brought aside to reveal that there is in fact extra dimensional spaces in this house. Maybe they're allowed, maybe they're not. You're not sure. Anyway.
Well, QZ was going to invite the Tim Tam guy, but once he
Oh.
realizes that it's illegal, Tim Tam's a little bit of a narc, so he's not gonna,
Tim
not gonna say
Tam.
anything.
Tim
Not
Tam.
gonna say anything.
I love that name.
That's a new character that we're gonna have next chapter.
Yeah. The
Tim
sun.
Tam.
So, yeah,
QZ
apologies
is
for
not
the,
going to remember anyone's name then.
apologies for the side tangent. Yes, so he offers basically a couple of well, most of the rooms actually are meant for like storage of items and or you see a little laboratory in one. So there might not be like rooms that are actually suitable for like sleeping in, except for the main room, which has the couches and the nice rug, and so if you could just put your stuff down in the main living area if you'd like.
QZ does that.
Okay.
Or like, you know what? The main he looks for like a nice sofa. He wants to like,
Yeah.
Claim out his spot first. He's
Yeah.
the first one there. Everybody else is being, off on their own things.
Sleepover
QZ's gonna
rules.
make sure he's comfy,
Yeah, just better hope that the professor doesn't forget to bring out blankets.
I mean, we have like our adventure stuff. I'm sure we'll be okay.
Mhm. Yes. So it's actually surprisingly comfy. Like the couch, if you choose to sit down and test it out, it's very fluffy, very nice. The carpet like squishes
QZ
beneath your
just little,
toes.
sofa bounce.
Yeah, it's a nice place. Um, yeah. Dylan, would you like to do anything?
I think if anything, he's trying to. I'm just thinking in my head, it's like, what exactly would he do in this moment? He knows that Carmen's off. I think, wants to stay in a location where anyone in this building would be able to see him, just generally speaking, if that makes sense.
Okay. Well, the main room is kind of central to all the other little side rooms that are facing in towards that room. The only thing that would obscure you is the curtain when it is closed, obscuring you from the main door. Is that acceptable to you?
Yeah, that's fine. Main area is perfectly fine.
Okay, cool.
Hooray!
Yeah, to your princely sensibilities, the chilling out in a couch or a like sprawled out on the carpet might be a little beneath you, but compared to your recent lodgings, shall we call them, this is
Yes.
great. It's a huge step
Comparatively.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like twice as big at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and clean sheets and all that stuff. It just
Uh-huh.
smells nicer.
Oh yeah, that's actually the other half. He'd probably ask if they have like like anywhere he can get himself clean.
Yeah, yeah. The professor quickly points out to you a little washroom that has all the facilities that you require.
Sweet. Yeah, he's gonna absolutely use and abuse that.
Sure. Okay. Well, while Adrian has a bubble bath, Qzeth, you head towards the prison, trying to find your way with the
Well,
instructions you
QC's
were
first
given.
gonna tell Adrian like where he's going. You
Okay.
know,
Yeah.
not just gonna wander off. So he'll probably like knock on the door, but like open it at the same time, so he might get flashed or something. I don't know how that's gonna make Adrian feel.
Oh my gosh.
Be
Just
like,
a
oh,
moment.
I would imagine there's a
sorry.
lock on the door.
I would hope so.
QZ doesn't believe in locks, so he like
What?
opened it even though it was locked.
That's not how that works.
Door wasn't fully closed when you locked it, so it just kind of like. No, no.
God.
So you knock on the
well,
door.
well, QZ will knock and be like, "Oh, hey, enjoy your bathing. I'm gonna be checking on the doctor, make sure that he's okay, and wherever they're taking him."
Yes. Good luck with that chaos. I will be somewhere in this building, I'm sure.
Okay, I'm glad about that because if I left and then you went off somewhere, Carmen would probably be mad at me. So just trying to avoid that stuff.
Uh, Things seem to be stable here, so.
Awesome. And then QZ will leave.
Okay.
This is a terrible idea. I'm about to get kidnapped again, guys.
If you're kidnapped again, I'm going to lose my mind.
It's like Psycho. It's just in the bathroom. That is really funny that your entire party has left you while you're in your most vulnerable.
Yep.
With some crazy people. Yep. Okay. So Ananias and Carmen,
Faster.
you are running down the street rather quickly, or at least power walking, towards
Okay,
the
power
library.
walking.
Yes. Ananias, you good luck catching up to Carmen if she's going at her full pace.
Yeah, unlikely.
Yeah. And you don't know actually exactly where you're going, whereas Carmen does. So if you do manage to lose her down the street, it would be difficult for you to know exactly where to go. So could I have you? Are you gonna like sprint or how do you wanna?
I wanna definitely be speed walking. I don't want to lose sight of her. If I start to lose sight of her, I'll go more quickly to the place where she's at. Why?
Gotcha. Sounds good. Okay. Carmen, you make it to the building in question. You turn, look at it. It's the uh, last building on the right-hand side of the street. To your left is a small little field before you get to the caretaker's building, and in front of you is a nice um, library building with a simple sign hanging out in the front. But it's once again the same kind of plain buildings as the rest. Not really much decoration or anything abnormal to speak of. You can sense within is Isabella's necklace, or was it a necklace or bracelet? Or
Yeah, it's a necklace.
necklace. Yes. Okay.
Um, she will slow her pace, and she will go inside.
Okay. Inside you see. Ooh, what did I do? Oh, I
Good
broke
question.
everything. Sorry. I was trying to take a note and I typed it in the search bar and I made my entire notes explode. Yes, you walk in and you see just. It is not a small little building like it looks like from the outside. This building has just maze-like columns of bookshelves going stretching out so far into the distance that it's very difficult to actually see where it ends. It just kind of fades out into the darker and darker distance before it goes away. There are along like the close walls some like fake windows that kind of let a nice soft glow in from some fake stained glass windows, but it's just kind of light sources that don't actually lead to the outside. In front of you, there is a counter with a old lady. She's got a white or like grayish hair in a bun and two little spikes through it to hold it in place. And she kind of looks up at you with a little bit of an annoyed facial expression as you've interrupted her from a good book. And she kind of closes it and looks to you expectantly. Hello there, young lady. How may I assist you this day?
Hello, ma'am. I was wondering if you've seen my sister. She's just a little bit shorter than me. Probably came through not too long past.
Yes, yes, she came in. He was looking for something about Lord Colville, I think it was, and she asked something about it, and I sent her down that column of books, and she points to one of the aisles. I told her it was around row 300 that she was looking for. Well, I haven't seen her since, so I do hope that she's all right. She's probably in a good book, as was I.
Well, I'll leave you to it then. Thank you, ma'am. And she
Yeah,
will
thank
head
you.
down that
Please enjoy
direction.
it. Oh, and oh, yes, you'll be fine.
I walk in.
Yes, a little. No, there's no bell on the door. Got to keep it quiet for the library. Yeah, it's eerily quiet within the library, and as you both walk in, you kind of are hit by just a little bit of a unnerving feeling, like you just feel um, uneasy, as though
Reminds
something's
me of
not
my
right,
childhood.
and it it kind of comes upon you the moment you enter the building. And also, I would say, in accordance with the Nobel, it feels like there's just unnatural silence as well in the library, as though there's perhaps some enchantments to keep it quiet for focus. That is
Am
all
I
I'll say.
am I able to follow the locate object
Yes, that is
to okay.
not altered, I would say. So you just as you entered, it felt like it was, oh, it's right up here, really close. And as soon as you entered the building, well, it's a lot farther down. So it's about the length of a football field away, I would say.
Okay, she will just go in that direction,
Mm-hmm.
like not perturbed.
Mm-hmm. During the conversation with the caretaker of the library, or librarian, I should say, just to keep it specific from the caretaker himself,
Yes.
um, Ananias, you catch up with Carmen just in time to see Carmen kind of heading down that aisle, so you know where she is. Oh, hello there, dearie. She kind of closes her book, perturbed once again after having just opened it.
Like, oh, hi.
So good to see so many people interested in my books that I have to offer. People have been saying lately that this place makes them uneasy and haven't been showing up as much. Um, yes, what brings you here?
Wait, why is this place making them uneasy?
I don't know. I
Easily
will say I
explained.
don't blame them. I feel it too, but I can't understand why.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, bad juju. Understood. Um.
Nailed it.
Do you have any books on warlocks?
Oh, yes, there's plenty. Just down the fourth most aisle.
Awesome. I go down the fourth most aisle.
Oh, well, you should find it under W. Now, where was I?
Wow.
And then QZ walks in.
Ah!
So, Carmen, you walk down the endless halls of books. You see just a slew of knowledge laid out before you, very neatly or organized by, alphabetically and by topic and by various different means of organization. The books are well preserved, well kept, and even the floors are swept cleanly. There appears to be not a single bit of dust or paper out of place, and the books are very varied in like the languages and topics that they talk about, containing ancient secrets from all different cultures and walks of life and different time periods as well. You make it to Isabella, and she's just sitting in a back corner on a nice bench that she found, and she is reading ravenously. She's got about 4 or 5 books that she's taken from a place nearby, where you can see the holes where the books were taken from, and she's just sitting there reading. Apparently has no idea that it's late, but she's
Uh,
fine, crucially.
yeah. As she approaches, Carmen quietly says, "Never remembered you being
Ah,
this voracious of a reader."
Hi, Carmen. Yes, yes. Well, I've never found as many interesting books before. And she
Uh,
closes the book that she
Wow.
was looking
yeah,
at
yeah.
and puts
She
it
takes a
aside.
look at the title.
Oh boy. EJ
Uh-oh.
can't come up with a good one, but let's
Oh,
just say
no.
it has something to do
The
with
modern
necromancy.
housewife.
Has something to do with necromancy.
Something to do with necromancy.
Necromancy.
That's only part of the book. Don't
Mm,
worry about it, Carmen. It's not a big deal.
The rest of it is a
oh,
vampire romance.
you know what you just said.
The rest of it is
You know you've just unlocked Big Sister worrying time. Why are
Well,
we interested in necromancy, Izzy?
because there's another book that talks about it, and it's related to something Ananias told me to check out. So, I'm just checking out all the different angles of um, the weird thing that happened recently. You also see that her hands are currently not covered by the books, presumably to turn the pages easier, and there are some odd objects beside her, including a butterfly that appears rather smushed, and a lizard that is inside out.
Oh, yucky.
Speaking of that,
I
what
didn't mean to do that. That
I
wasn't my fault, okay? I'm still just
I
kind of dealing with things, okay?
I'm
This helped take my mind off it.
she she's like holding her hands up
Mm.
like I didn't mention anything about that. Hopefully I don't come across as being angry about that.
I'm just
Do
trying to
I?
help, okay?
I
I don't want you to be upset with me.
I'm
Oh, I
I'm
love her.
I'm not upset with you. You know when I'm upset with you. I'm not upset with you right now. What I
Okay.
am is I am concerned for you.
They do
I
seem the same.
understand that we have something odd happening right now, and I would like to try to help you either remedy it or learn how to control it because you are my sister and I love you.
This is healing something in me.
Okay.
I
Thank
know
you.
that I get wrapped up in my own business a lot and that I have a lot going on and that you try to take care of your own problems because you don't want to make my life any harder than it already is. But I still love you. I still care about you. You are always going to be my younger sister. And no matter what happens, that will never ever change.
So you're
Come here,
quickly
come here.
you put on the
Come
gloves
here,
first and then
come here.
hug you.
Yeah, she just hugs her back, kind of rubbing her back too. It's okay, Izzy. It's okay.
Yep.
Um,
She's hiding her face in your armor.
That's
Ananias,
got to be a hard hug.
you see the same kinds of bookshelves just extending to infinity and beyond. You get to a area that has W's, and you see plenty of books. Are you looking for anything in particular? Because I'll have to make up a bunch of titles, and I'm not so good at that on the spot.
make up titles. Make him do it.
101
I am
uses for
looking for
warlock meat.
something in particular.
a warlock's
I'm
wailing
looking
wife.
for
Yeah, give us your best
any
ideas,
book
anybody.
written by what's his face.
Lord
You know who
Colville?
I'm
Welcome to
talking about.
Warlockdom.
Tolkien?
Hmm. I would say there are few, and probably none that are specifically related to warlocks for Lord Colville. If you were searching by author instead of by topic,
Okay,
maybe.
pretend I was searching by author because that I
Sure.
was just trying to remember his name.
Oh,
and it
yeah,
took
she
me
would have
too
sent you
long.
to the same spot then, because I think you told Izzy to find books that were written by Lord Colville, right? Or something similar. So
Yes.
that's what Isabella was looking for. So she would have sent you, the lady would have sent you to the same places that Carmen
Oh, cool.
and Izzy are at. So you find them
So-
instead.
I arrive. They are hugging.
Yes.
Oh, hello.
What is hug? How does hug? Can I join hug?
I've had a
Don't
hug
hurt
before.
me.
Oh.
Don't hurt me. No more.
Hearing someone arrive, Carmen kind of stiffens up slightly and looks behind her, and then upon seeing that it's Ananias, it immediately just relaxes again, and kind of gently like pries Isabella off her so she can make herself look presentable a little bit because now they have company.
You see a tear running down Isabella's cheek. Oh,
Just
hi Val. Join us.
I wiped the tear away with my thumb.
Oh no!
Where-
I
Are
was
you
saving that for later.
are you filled with sadness?
No, I was, but I'm now happy. It's okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. Are the
Yeah.
books too much?
No, the books are fine. I didn't want to make Carmen angry, and I thought she would be angry, and I don't know. I'm trying to help. There's a lot going on.
We're all
It's
having
a
a lot
lot.
on our plate. But actually, now that it's just the three of us, Val, come here.
Now, comes there.
I guess Carmen kind of arranges the three of them so they're standing in a triangle, and
Yes, EJ.
she looks to Isabella and
Sibling
she looks
powwow.
to Val, and she's like, "Now, Izzy, I don't know if you ever knew this, but Dad was always convinced that he was going to have 3 daughters. Dead set on it. Despite everyone telling him
Bad
it wasn't
set.
going to
Yeah.
happen. Something about a dream,
Hmm.
but so much so that she starts to fiddle with her own matching necklace to Isabella. That he had 3 of these commissioned, and she pulls out a third sort of metal feather necklace. Carmen's being purple, Isabella's being pink, and this one is a sort of like a gentle blue.
You see Val's jaw just kind of drop a little bit, like, whoa, I never knew this.
Yeah. She holds it out to Val to take.
For me? Are you sure?
We're the Rogers sisters. That's how I've seen it for a little bit anyway.
Val lets a tear fall as well.
You can
And
put
she
it on
takes-
if you want.
Yes. So it's official now,
It-
right?
As far as I'm concerned.
It's official?
Yes.
What do we have to do to make it
Fish?
official?
I think that's it. I think the necklace is the best thing we've got.
Blood sacrifice.
No, that's next session.
Hooray!
They don't do that thing to become
Kalima.
sisters, to become a family where they give each other the rings and like change the names and such.
That's marriage.
Oh,
That's
okay.
so when you
That's how you
marry
become
someone,
family.
it's usually someone who you love very, very much, and you can then make it.
I love
I love you too,
you.
but it's not a familial love. It's a romantic love. And then she kind of pauses,
Isabella's just dying in the background.
and she's trying to figure out how to explain this. Let me put it this way. This is my family. I love my family. I would die for my family if I needed to. But it's not the same love that I have for someone like
Isabella's just
Adrian.
staring at you. She's like, oh, she said it.
She
Used her words.
Would this be the first time that you would say something like this in front of
Isabella.
Isabella?
Yes, like Isabella probably knew it and has been needling her about it, but this is the first time she's just straight up been like, yeah, that's
She would
Yeah.
be too shocked to even make a joke about you taking away her ability to poke fun at you.
What
So-
face would Isabella make? Because that will determine what reaction Ananias has.
The pog face, exactly.
Yeah, the pog
The
face.
surprise Pikachu.
Surprise
Is,
Pikachu.
is that not allowed? Is that not allowed?
It- having an emotion is allowed. Acting
okay.
upon it is something that I shall refrain from doing because it is against my duty.
Is it allowed? I don't actually know if it's allowed.
I am allowed to feel what I wish as long as nothing is done about it. Unless Adrian deems it so.
You mean if he feels
Cool.
the same way?
If he gives express permission, then who is to go against his word?
So it's basically going to be
So,
the high school thing
We
where
know
like
what
the
we need to
friends
do,
go
right?
up and
Val?
ask the others.
You are not to needle him or bug him or try to set him up in any way of
That leaves a lot of wiggle room. I'm hearing loopholes.
mm. And I'm hearing a tune called Summon Steed, and I send you back down to Planetside via my Pegasus.
No.
You have a horse with wings? Wait.
I have several different. You've ridden Midnight.
Yes. I do recall. I don't remember flying.
See, this is
No.
why I didn't want to be a cleric. I want to learn something like that too.
We can do that. We can learn that.
Hold on. Let me check something.
She goes, wait, can they?
I'll admit I don't have
She goes, no, you cannot. That is a paladin only spell.
No.
a...
Boo hoo.
But didn't you say that your book lets you do some spells that you couldn't do normally? Val?
Yes. I could write it down and then it will happen.
Oh,
And
maybe
I
we could
think
also use
you
commands
might be able to
on
write-
Adrian.
and listen. Maybe Isabella can also write in the book. She's the magic.
I'm
No,
the
hold on.
magic.
Hold on. We're gonna take it one step back. Do not cast spells.
I
Adrian.
know, because then he'd know that we did that, and it would backfire.
And also,
we could do more sneaky ways.
no.
Can he know who does it?
If you guys hurt him or alter with his mind
No,
or
we're not
anything of
gonna
that
hurt
sort,
him.
it does not matter.
Unless he
If
hurts you.
He would not hurt me.
Well,
if
what if he
you-
dies?
That's not hurting me. That's killing me.
That's the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
Why you say that like you know?
Well, I guess
So-
I've never died actually, so I wouldn't know.
Still, if you do anything to him, I will have to uphold the law.
And kill us?
No, but imprisonment at the very least.
Would that hurt?
You'd be very lonely.
Jesus
It would
Christ.
hurt.
Would that hurt? How do I answer this question without
It
telling
would
you
hurt.
what
It would hurt me. It would hurt me to have to do it.
No.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
Okay, I'll not do that then.
I was
Hooray.
joking, Val. Thank you for trusting us, Carmen. I didn't expect you to say that out loud.
Well, it only takes one giant kidnapping scare, and then being kidnapped yourself to really put things in perspective.
Yeah,
So
yeah. You seem like you've grown up a lot in the past couple
I
weeks.
feel like I've aged several years.
Does she have like gray hairs now? Like
It's funny because we've spent 2 years on this campaign
Exactly,
already.
That's the joke.
Got it.
The internal mind.
Okay.
It's like one time in a different campaign we spent about a month
In a cave?
on a singular mountain, and
Oh, yeah.
my character just remarked, "Does anyone else feel like we've been just climbing this mountain for a month? It's never
Yeah.
ending."
Mhm.
That's good.
But we should probably try to get back. And maybe when we get back, the two of you can explain to me about this infinite warlock patron glitch.
Oh yeah, yeah. We found some very interesting information that you might like to hear about. Here, and she just holds out a stack of like 4 books that she found interesting. Plus what Ananias already has. We'll tell you about it later, I guess.
Yeah.
Can we check
yeah.
these out?
Yeah. They let us borrow them. That's like what a library does. It's so cool.
Forever?
No.
Well, if you keep renewing them.
But
Ananias'
if you try to
new
keep
goal,
them
work at a
forever, other
library.
people won't get the chance to read them.
That's the
Yeah.
end game for Ananias.
The library.
All right, let's head back. It's getting late, and we all need some rest.
Okay.
And I will shepherd my 2 chickens.
Yes. So they take their books to the lady at the counter, and the lady goes, "Oh yes, sir. Do you have an account yet? Any of you?"
No, we just arrived on the Citadel.
Oh well. And then she kind of like hobbles over and grabs like this, fist-sized white stone and a little ledger of names, and she goes, "Here, hold out your hand."
I hold out my hand.
She holds out the piece of paper below your hand and then puts the rock down on top of your hand. And upon making contact, a like purple glow kind of emanates from the, basically from your hand, and as though the rock is like shining through your hand onto the paper, and it creates kind of this strange symbol, like it's a series of kind of twists and turns. Not any known language. It's just kind of a marking, a symbol of some kind that seems to represent you, and you see the paper is kind of full of other ones of these. Are you familiar with this, of course?
Shake of the head.
It's more secure than normal note-taking. It's soul aura, which is unique to your marking, so we should be able to tell who is who without the need for a name, but just for relational purposes. What is your name, good dearie?
Carmen Rogers.
Oh, it's nice to meet you. I am Grandma Judith.
Oh,
Nice.
do me! I put my hand out. It is invisible.
Oh, very well. Are you... you don't have any books on your account? But for fun, yes. And she goes ahead and does yours too. And she shows you what it looks like. Yours is like,
It's invisible.
more... Wait, she goes, "What? Oh, do you have a hand?"
Yes, it's there. It's there. I tap her with it.
Oh! She almost falls over.
Kills the
Oh, dear.
librarian through shock.
No, she's too old for this.
Carmen's just like, I'm sure you understand. On the Citadel, accidents happen.
Oh.
We're trying to reverse it.
Yes, my goodness, I'm so sorry. Yes, and she kind of like feels where your hand is. Just put it on the paper, and it does the same thing where it kind of shines through your hand and creates this like little indentation or colorful aura where it was before on the page, and yours is kind of like cyan blue or like light blue, whereas Carmen's was more like emerald green, same as Adrian's eyes.
Oh, that's cute. Question.
Mhm.
Can we have our own paper and make art like this?
Well, you would need an aura scanner, and she holds up the white stone. I don't, these are not, like, mass-produced, so it would be difficult to negotiate something like that.
No. Like, do you have another piece of paper so we can all put our little artworks on one?
Oh, well, yes, of course, it's a library, there's tons of paper. And she kind of, like, goes and grabs you a sheet of parchment real quick, and kind of hands it to you.
When's the worst
I
book?
think she's enjoying this.
Ananias puts her hand back out and taps her gently. Can you do it again?
Oh, I couldn't tell your... Here, why don't you do it? And she just hands you the rock.
Okay. I place the rock on my hand
Yep,
and put it on the paper.
another one of these like, DNA strand kind of swirly curlies is there.
Guys! You want to see what yours looks like?
Isabella holds her hand out. Yes.
I place it on Isabella's hand.
Oh, does she have the glove on? She does. She does. Okay. So
Nothing
nothing
happened?
crazy happens. But yes, it does scan, and Isabella's is purple.
Purple! Can we do yours again, Carmen?
Yeah.
Okay, she seems a little like, hey, it's time to get out.
No,
Is that what I'm
like
picking up?
she goes along with it.
Okay. Ananias skins it on. What size are these, by the way?
I mean, they're small enough to be kind of contained within like one line of a piece of paper, so it's not
Ooh.
like all that expansive.
All right, she puts this into her this spare sheet of paper into the notebook. That is the spell notebook.
Mm-hmm.
So she just slides it in there with the other spare sheets as well as the page she's written on so far.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Cool. She holds her hand out for the rock again, but she seems, kind of entertained by your art project.
What color is yours?
Oh, mine is cerulean.
That's like mine.
Yes, similar.
I hand her the rock.
Thank you, dearie. Hope to see you again soon. Don't forget to bring back those books on the first of the month.
What day is today?
Not the first.
Oh. EJ hasn't bothered to recalculate that since the beginning of the
No worries,
campaign.
no
It's been a
worries.
long time. We'd
Time
say,
doesn't
how about
actually
it's
pass
like
here, so it's like really weird
2 weeks
why
out from
they
that?
keep on saying like bring it, first of the month because it's just like, time never
But like,
passes.
time is just a metaphysical concept of no. I'm joking.
Oh Lord.
Time does pass. I don't feel the need to usually check which day of the week it is because nobody cares, or at least in the party.
Days of the week.
I did originally have it like on the day the campaign started. I was like, it's like a Wednesday. It's like this day of the month of this year. But there's been no need to keep track of that as the day has been going. So let's just say
That's
it's
fair.
2 weeks out from the end of the month.
Sounds good.
All right, QZeth, you're on your way to the prison. You find your way there, following the instructions rather quickly.
Okay.
As the
I feel like QZ might be able to get distracted if there are things that just like would be distracting on the way.
Sage.
But
Very well.
if you don't think there's going to be, then he'll just
How about we say yes? If you're looking to be distracted, you hear just a lot of cheerful voices kind of laughing and joking and almost like a drunken kind of taverny type sound coming from one of the residential quote unquote buildings on your left as you're walking beside the food and drink dispensary and the I think that's the medical location across the street. And then, yeah, that might catch your interest as you see a couple of people kind of, walking in there and the door opening and then
QZ's not
closing.
really the
The door opening
party
and closing.
animal.
Very well. And yeah, other than that, just the smells maybe as you're walking up the street might kind of catch your attention once again. Horrible smells, not so good. But eventually you
Oh,
make
bad smells. I was about
yeah.
to say, like, if it was some, like, food or something, he might, like, get, I'm a little bit hungry, and then, like, go and get something for him and maybe for the doctor as well.
It doesn't seem like there is any such smell like that. No.
Okay, no foods.
Yes. But you make
They
your
don't
way
eat food here.
to the end of the
Understood.
street. Yeah. And you see the caretaker's castle out in front of you with the white stones, but to your left, a wide open field with not even really like a well-trodden path. It's just kind of, halfway a path to the, some small buildings out in the outskirts, right beside a bunch of like craters in the ground and broken, chunks of stone that have been scattered about, little residues from tested of spells going wrong, just a absolute battlefield that looks kind of eerie and terrifying in the dark. Like you could easily twist your ankle and your entire face and just die in that area if you walk without light in that area. It looks
No,
kind of
and green
dangerous,
lights too.
but luckily the path to these other outskirt buildings is safe. If you just go in a straight line instead of veering off towards your left. Yeah. Would you like to
Uh,
carry on towards these buildings?
yeah. I think QZ's gonna, continue on the path that's been provided to him.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So you make it to the building, and you discover, in addition to the actual prison, where there's a bunch of bars on the windows and stuff as expected, you also see some other buildings that seem like for other purposes. You hear some weird animals and like weird sounds as though they could be like growling or animals of some kind, and you hear um, moans of pain. You hear, you smell weird smells again that smell kind of like animals or something.
Smelly smell.
So
Smell.
there's about 5 buildings in this area out here, and 2 of them have bars along the windows, and 3 of them have other unknown purposes. I assume you would like to go check out one of the ones with bars on the window, right?
Yeah, probably. Gotta look for the Dr. Mans.
Gotcha. Yes, you make your way to the first building, the closest one that has bars on the window, and indeed it does seem to be the prison. You go ahead and enter the main door, which is not secured, but does currently have that guard chilling out in this area. And he is looking kind of uh, nervous, I should say, as you enter, and he is kind of shook as you open the door, and he's like, oh, hi, um, yeah, what are you doing here? I didn't catch your name.
I'm QZ, and yours is?
Stanley. Yeah, hi. So I got your friend to to the jail. The other one, I did not. He
What?
he he disappeared. It wasn't my fault.
This is
He's a
why
wizard.
I didn't want that to happen.
Uh,
The prince is going to be mad at you, QZ.
QZ says, when did he disappear? Where did you last see him?
I was getting him into his cell, and then he just kind of smiled at me with that like knowing grin that the wizards do, and then he just was like, haha, and then disappeared. And
Did you lock the doors?
he did magic.
Uh, you would see him like teleport for sure, or something like.
I hadn't secured the cells or anything. It hadn't the enchantments.
It's like the front door. You could have locked the door.
He. Do you understand how magic works?
No.
No.
Okay. Suffice it to say, he's gone. I don't know where he is, but he's probably still on the Citadel somewhere. Um, if I had to guess, I'd say he did some kind of what's the word? Contingency instead of like an actual casting of a teleport spell, just judging by the fact that he didn't like do any weird mumbo jumbo stuff. He just kind of poof, he was gone. I don't know if that helps you, but do you know who he was? Because like I was kind of I've seen him around, but I don't know his name.
I
100%
don't
to
really
find him
know,
again.
but I
Okay.
mean, my compatriots, they are aware, so
Well,
we
the Citadel's
will
locked down. He's
handle
not
it.
going to get far. But suffice it to say, I'm sorry I lost him. We have a lot going on and not many guards to deal with the
Okay.
situation. We're supposed to have at least like 4 times as many guards employed at this time, and we do not. We're down to like
Yeah.
6. It's not a good situation. Anyway,
Well,
your friend is over there.
we caught him once, so we'll have to catch him again. Yes,
I appreciate
the
it. And
doctor though,
if your friend
is
does
he
want to
is he
apply, I would highly recommend it.
has the doctor has the doctor, my friend, calmed down at all?
But he's still asleep.
But is
And
he
very
like
heavy.
still? Oh, okay, so he's still buff.
Uh, yes, yes.
I see. Okay. Well, I mean, and this gel cell can hold him. It's held him before, right?
Well, there are enchantments upon the cells to kind of prevent people from
Oh,
getting
you could
out,
have just said
whether...
magic. All right, I got you. I got you.
Yes, but yeah, they only work once they're secure. And this guy, yeah, I'm still kicking
Okay.
myself. Freaking wizards.
I hear ya. Well, there's only so much you can do now. I'm gonna go ahead and try and find my friends, the rest of them. Um, if the doctor's good here, then the doctor's good here. Um, we're gonna try and get this wizard guy.
Yes, well, I wish you luck on that. I'm not sure how long your friend will remain in this current state, but I'll, I guess,
I'll check back before nightfall. How about that?
too late.
I mean, like next night,
Oh, okay.
but 24 hours.
Ah, okay. Well, 12, yeah, I'll see you when I see you.
QZ's going to run out of the building.
Run out of the
Probably,
building, okay.
yeah, to rush over to tell, Adrian at first. That's his main goal because he knows where Adrian is going to be, and also that this wizard guy does not like him that much.
Oh, oh, I see. Gotcha. So you're just running back to the professor's house as fast as possible?
Yes.
Okay. As you're running out of the prison, you do see to your right. It's kind of hard to see in the darkness, but just before you get to the like horrible craters and doom pits of destruction, where like the entire land is crumbling, you do see like a path that is off to your right, connecting to the backs of some of these houses. Um, so you might be able to cut through and save a little bit of time, or you could just go the way you came originally and
I
go all the
think
way
QZ's
around
just
the main
gonna
street.
stick with the norm
Okay.
first way.
Sounds good. Yep, you head around and make it all the way back to the professor's house within a reasonable amount of time. And once again, I suppose you knock, or do you just burst in?
Oh, QZ's bursting in.
Okay, yeah, surprisingly they left the door unlocked, given that there were people out and about. And the door slams open in a huff, and Adrian,
Well, he doesn't like kick down the door, but he
yeah,
just like lets himself in.
yep. So the professor is kind of like snoring in an armchair currently, and he goes, "Oh, oh, 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 hey,
Is Adrian still here?
he's still in the bath. Last I checked, we've been holding it for quite some time."
QZ heads
He's
up
needed
to
to soak like a month worth of not cleaning out.
QZ will
Adrian, can
head
you roll
up.
for bubbles?
Sure. Let's see. I got a 9.
9 bubbles, just very big ones. Yeah, what did you, QC?
QZ will head up to the bathroom then.
Okay. Adrian, it's up to you if you wanted to have been bathing this entire time, or,
How long has it probably been?
I'd say
I
not
guess.
more than 15 minutes, maybe
Oh
20.
yeah, definitely still bathing.
Okay.
Wow. QZ.
I lost QC in my ears.
Yeah, same.
At least I'm not the only one.
Cat,
Yeah.
Did you see what I posted in the chat?
He's fast
I
traveling.
know, I love him. I love him. I had just sent EJ a message. I was like, "Oh, can you show me what you think the symbols would look like?" And no, this is what I want to
I'm-
guess.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I made Isabella's with a few strands of blue and green to
I
show that.
see.
That's so cute.
I also love that app that you use. I like it too. The pretty one. No, I know what you did. The
Anyway, I think.
the light game one.
Yeah, I think Cusieth's back.
Yeah, I think he's working on it.
Oh, hi.
Cat also asks,
Connection
think
is
about
bad.
what would happen if I magically glued or pasted these symbols into, say, a book. Maybe if one of us were to die or someone was thought to be gone, etc. Huh. What do you mean,
Okay,
glue them
I've
into a
returned.
book?
Well, I have a book, and
Oh, the
just in,
particular
just in
book of
case.
magic? I see.
No,
Interesting.
just keep
book
that
you book.
in your head.
Okay. Welcome back, Uzith. How are you?
Doing fine.
Cool. So you're, I guess, hammering on the bathroom door or something?
Yeah, QZ will if the bathroom is still like looks like it has like some light coming out from underneath it, QZ will just kind of like run up and start knocking on the door. Adrian! Adrian!
Yes.
Adrian!
Yes.
I just was at the jailhouse and the wizard guy, he escaped.
Adrian and Carmen are just like the parents at the party, and their kids keep coming up to them. Hey, mommy, I need your attention.
What? QZ's not gonna do any of this alone. He needs to make sure Adrian's gonna be safe. This is reasonable.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's just funny.
All
Are you-
right.
I needed to let you know to make sure that you haven't like seen him like magic his way in here somehow.
If
Just
he
be alert.
had, I would not still be
Well,
in
I
here.
see this now, but that's you can understand my urgency.
Do you see this? I think what if it's just a magic spell the wizard set up to sound like it's Adrian in the bath?
Is he
I
gonna
gotta
get down the
check.
door with this realization?
Oh my gosh.
Do you
I
actually?
hope you're not
if Adrian
serious.
points that out to him, then he would kick down the door. But Kizith wouldn't think of it on his own.
Okay, he's not gonna be that foolish.
Oh my
Give me a
gosh.
few more minutes in here, and I'll come out, and we'll discuss actions.
Okay. Okay. And I we'll have to deal with it tomorrow, I guess. But I see that Carmen and Val haven't come back yet, so I'll have to let them know as well.
Okay. Carmen
Yeah.
and Val, if you guys would like to say you just have left the library and you
Yeah.
walk back, it doesn't take you long, and you'll arrive maybe a couple minutes after QZeth, or maybe around the same time. It's comparable given how long you spent there and how much longer QZeth had to walk. But
QC sprinted for a lot of it.
yeah, we'll say that you guys get a chance to talk in a second. First, let me just give Ray a chance to wake up and find himself alone in a prison cell. No other prisoners in cells that you can see across from you. You're just kind of isolated and alone in a cold, dank cell with a very boring little, wash tub and a wooden cot. There is a guard just kind of chilling across the way in the room, talking on a sending stone to presumably some guard buddies of his, and he's, kind of complaining about life.
Have I reverted back to my normal look?
Yes, apparently during your sleep at some point you eventually reverted.
Oh, my head. Oh, where? What? The jailhouse? Guard! Guard!
Oh, yes, hello, you're looking better.
What do you mean looking better? How did I end up here? Why in the world am I here?
You were trying to bite your companion's legs. That's
I was doing
main
what
thing.
now?
You're the bird guy. You wanted his chicken legs.
I would
They're
never
not
eat him. I
chicken
don't know
legs.
when he's ever bathed.
Look, do you remember when we had to take you in a couple of months ago because like you were doing some experiment and then you said something went wrong with the amount of like hyperchondria something something and then you like we caught you streaking through the main street nude and like trying to gnaw on a pipe? That's what happened again basically. We tried to explain this to you last time. We don't know why you did it. We were hoping you could tell us.
I must talk to my companion at this moment. You must be trying to set me up. This place has always been trying to get rid of me.
Look, I understand you've had a rough life, but we've all had a rough night. So you're lucky that we're not going to fine you this time. If this kind of thing continues to be a problem, though, we're going to have to come up with some kind of long-term solution. You're also lucky you haven't hurt anyone that I know of yet. But yeah, you're going to need to get whatever this is under control if you want to have a place here. Anyway,
You must have someone confused.
he goes ahead and unlock your cell and opens the door for you and just kind of gestures, look, as long as you can stay in your right main, we have nothing else to talk about.
You won't be hearing the last from me. And I
Also,
just walk out.
pull up your lab coat. It's kind of stretched and ripped in all the wrong places.
I take
We're
off my
all the
lab
right
coat and I
places.
wrap it around my waist, so it's like a kilt.
Nice. Okay. And
Though,
just for the sake
because
of
my
giving... Sorry, go ahead.
because of my muscles expanding like that, my regular shirt that was underneath is completely gone, basically. So I'm topless. I'm the
Nice.
skinny, tall, topless guy with the...
Great, yes. So for the sake of just giving you all a chance to participate in the next conversation, we'll say that Ray, even though I'm fast forwarding the amount of time that Ray spent there, he actually was like this for an hour, whereas the rest of you only spent basically a half hour just now. So we'll just say for 30 minutes you all hung out, but now Ray, you also arrive, and now we can have everyone be involved in the conversation.
Okay,
I feel like we would have
well,
at least come up with a plan in that time, so maybe
Ah,
we could dialogue out what the
do you
plan
want
would
to?
be.
Well, we have a small
I just
issue.
wanted
I
everyone
don't
to be
know
included.
where they are.
Oh, well, I believe you did go to the professor's house at one point, but yes, you
Yeah,
you
but
don't know
how
where
would he
they
know
are. True.
that would be where we are?
Okay, so where do you go, Doctor? What do you do next? You know where your laboratory is, but they don't. I don't think
Yeah,
you
I
told them.
just go to my laboratory.
Great. All right, so you head to one of the little human transport areas.
No, actually, instead of doing that,
Never mind.
I want to go back to the place that went.
Ah, okay. Yes. So with your wonderful apparel, you head your way back to that area and find there's nobody else around there anymore. At least not at the moment. It's just
Oh
a
man, I was
bunch of
hoping people
wreckage.
were staring at me while I was walking down the street.
Oh, there's definitely the few people that are walking around at this time of night. They do kind of look at you like,
I'm strutting like I'm the hottest thing.
yep. I mean, based on the looks you're getting, other people don't seem to agree, but that's all a matter of perspective.
Okay,
Would you like to
what do I
examine
see at
the
the area?
strange black
Yes,
hole
I'd
or
Yeah,
okay?
I like to examine it.
Yeah. What would you like to do about it? It just seems to be kind of a large undulating kind of mass of it doesn't
I'd like
seem
to just take notes on it, and it intrigues me.
Mhm,
I might be able to make something using the concept.
mhm. It seems like the kind of thing where it's less of a substance and more of a self-contained uh shall we say it's like an extra dimensional space that's collapsed in on itself and become kind of a singularity type thing. Beyond that
Nice.
barrier, like the boundary of this looking like ooze that kind of flows across the ground, it is probably an incomprehensible realm of nightmares and darkness. I don't know. Toilets and planets and whatever other magical items were sucked in at the time of the collapse.
I'd like to see if I can take a sample of that incomprehensible goo.
Okay. Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Oh, darn, it's too bad I'm not Mr. Hyde. I'd be able to get a saving, whatchamacallit, advantage on it. Dexterity +3. So, what is that? That's a 6 plus 3 equals 9.
Mm-hmm. You're lucky that it rolled a 2.
That.
As you
Hooray!
approach the edge of this and get close enough to kind of dip your vial into it, just before you make contact, you kind of notice something moving within the black mass just below the surface. Some kind of creature or entity of some kind that is within, like, just kind of imagine you're looking at the face of a pond and you see in the murky water below something moving. You see a shape and then it kind of tries to reach out at you and like expands the boundary of this ooze, and you manage to just barely step out of the way with your vial in hand and avoid getting pulled into this whatever it is without harm.
I'd like
And then
to
it goes
speak
back
to the
to
goo.
okay.
So, what are you in there? By the way, would you happen to know the secrets to immortality?
Oh boy. And thus begins a riveting conversation with the ooze. Everybody else, what are you guys talking about as Carmen and Val arrive back with Isabella?
I have the necklace around my neck.
Kizitha will probably hear them coming in, rush downstairs, and be like, "Oh, thank goodness you made it back! The wizard guy, he escaped from the jail."
Wizard guy? There's a wizard guy?
There was a wizard guy. Apparently he's escaped. I'm not surprised. Their security protocols here are deplorable.
Well, and they did say that they would be looking to hire you, but I mean that's besides the point right
They
now.
did offer.
But what are we gonna do? We need to find this guy. Isn't he like after Adrian?
Yes. But
Which, by
it'll
the way,
be.
he's fine.
Is he still in the bath?
I presume
I
at
think
this
he's
point
just
he's probably
getting
getting
out.
out.
Mm. I wasn't. I was honestly, I wasn't concerned of the wizard trying to steal him from the bathtub. I don't think the wizard wants to see that either.
QZ's just like,
You don't know. You don't know what kind of
I
wizard this
feel
is.
like I feel like I was justified in being concerned.
But we'll stay on guard. We'll keep an eye on each other. They wanted him here on the Citadel, and we currently can't leave until further notice. So we'll have to make do with what we can.
Do we want to leave?
It would be nice to get home.
Yeah, but then we'll never find out why he got taken or beat him up.
Don't feed into the violent side of me. That's
That's the most fun side.
is
She
it?
might have
No,
a point.
I really think that we need to like capture this guy. Like I told the guards that we would, get him.
I guess I shouldn't play for both sides here, but also Lunimus is kind of having a rough time and it could use us back.
I mean, there's a lot of places that could use some extra attention right now. But I've tried to just worry about it one at a time, and then another thing shows up. So
For some
I
reason,
just like for once us to solve a problem before we create new ones.
for some reason though, I do believe that Edgelarin and our inability to leave the Citadel are interconnected somehow. And if we solve the Edgelarin problem, we can also perhaps solve our inability to leave the Citadel at the same time. So with that on the mind, it is within our best interest to try to find him.
Okay. How did you find me, by the way? Can you do the same thing to him?
No, I am not this wizard's older sister.
She used magic.
The magic of a sister's intuition.
Cheater. Is this how you find me back home all the time?
Naturally.
Mm.
Listen,
This
When
brings new
you're- when-
context to the necklaces. It's not actually like a friendship bracelet or anything. It's just
no, it's a tracker. Carmen's like, when you're an older sister, you'll understand how I do it.
I am an older sister
When?
now. She
N-
points at
no,
Val.
I'm pretty sure Val's the middleest sister.
Well, she
I think
she
I'm
Wow.
16.
she got here after, so she's the youngest. I'm deciding.
That's not how age works, and you know it.
You're sounding
I'll be
pretty
the little
ageist.
sister if
Not
you
how
want.
age works.
We can both be the little sister.
Oh, yeah, you're both my
Heck
little
yeah.
sisters.
Isn't Isabella also 16?
I imagined her, yeah, around 16. So, if they're both 16,
We're twins. We're twins.
I mean, you look like it.
Nice.
So Adrian, would you like to come out in a bathrobe or whatever garb you desire?
Yeah, whatever, like something like nicer than what I was wearing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you want, we could say the professor offered you
nicer
some of
bathrobe.
his clothing. Good luck having that fit correctly.
Yeah, it's not happening, but
Yeah, he's a lot shorter than you, so it's like exposing your belly button, and it's way wider than it needs to be. It's just kind of draping.
like this will do for now.
It at least is soft and comfortable and clean, crucially.
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
We
you
try to find some clothes later.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, he'd show up at some point after you guys start your conversation. Just be like, well, unfortunately, that was not as relaxing as I thought that would be.
Only 9 bubbles.
Speaking of which, my turn, and Carmen goes to go get clean because she's also not bathed in a hot minute.
Fair. It's been a rough time
QZ's
for everybody.
just gonna be like, well, if no one else is going to plan, I guess I will. Ananias, I mean Val, I mean
We consider this a long rest and all get clean.
Yeah,
no.
you can absolutely all get clean
Does
if you'd like.
anybody?
We're
No.
we're
The
trying
professor's
to get
just
clean
like,
first
I
so we
wanted to
can
use my
focus."
bathroom.
The professor can use his bathroom first before I go shower. I'm
He's
not
just
a
looking
heathen.
around.
He's asleep.
and
He went back to sleep in his chair.
QZ's gonna just start looking around, begging anybody to explain to him how magic works, so he can create a plan to catch Edgy Lauren.
I'll shout to QZ through the wall as I bathe.
I'm actually curious about this conversation.
I need to know how the invisibility works in order for us to be able to catch this guy. So does anybody know
What do you mean?
how to be invisible?
What do you mean? How does the invisibility work?
I guess raises
The guard said
her not hand.
the guard said that the wizard guy just vanished. Like
It's-
he
Probably not invisibility. It was probably more like teleportation.
Whoa. I, the, the wizard guy, like our wizard guy,
Yes.
you
Edgy
know who was
Lauren,
with him?
yes.
You know who was with him? A guy who can make extra dimensional spaces. You know who we should ask? A guy who can make extra
We're
dimensional
not bothering
spaces.
Paul.
Well, maybe he bribed him to go into one of his
No.
extra dimensional spaces.
Adrian, can you explain to them about magical items and fail safes?
I can attempt.
Ananias, it's crisscross applesauce.
Yusith gets a warm glass of milk.
We really are your parents. Oh my god.
It's magic lesson kindergarten. Neither of them know how magic works, so this is actually a very useful lesson for them.
She takes out
One of us should know.
hmm
One of us didn't even go to school.
How did this party survive when it was
Actually,
just someone
neither
who
of
couldn't
us went to
speak and these two
school.
guys?
No, actually, like I'm surprised.
Pure chance.
Yusith worked very hard to keep everything in order.
QZ made sure I didn't become a god twice.
Hmm. Let's briefly
That's a long story.
let's go briefly to the doctor. So you're trying to talk to the ooze, and you asked it, "Hey, know anything about immortality?" And we'll say the ooze, you hear some kind of otherworldly, just a deep rumble. Sounds kind of rage-filled more than anything. And roll me intelligence, I guess, to understand what it's trying to communicate. It may or may
Okay.
not be a language you understand.
I wonder what languages I do understand.
That would be useful information to know as well.
Ah, I never wrote it down. Most likely just
Uh-oh.
common.
Fair enough.
Okay, I got a 19. Did I have any bonus to it?
It's whatever your intelligence is.
Intelligence. Okay. +4. 19 plus 4, 23.
Oh boy. Yeah, I will say you can tell that it is a language that you don't understand. You can distinguish enough about what it's saying,
Aha!
but the pattern sounds to you like, let's see. Is it something you would have heard before in your studies?
I guess it really depends on my studies.
I would say you recognize the pattern as being reminiscent of the noises you heard when fighting. Oh, wait. I have an entire campaign's worth of history to remember. I'm sorry. I
Hooray.
don't think you're familiar with this language. I'm sorry, but you recognize it enough to know, oh, it's a language that I don't understand, related to perhaps the research of my colleague O'Hagan.
Oh, okay. Better write that down.
To be fair, recognizing that it's a language is the first step. These are, in fact, words.
What would you
What
like to
was
do?
the guy's name?
O'Hagan.
Cohagen?
O'Hagan. It is the dwarf guy
Okay.
that you are friends with.
Oh. I don't remember that guy.
I told you specifically about him, not everyone.
Wow. Ray should have definitely remembered then.
Well, it's in written notes somewhere. I understand if he hasn't reviewed them. Yeah, would you like
Okay,
to? Yeah.
I would like to. Do you know any other language that I could probably understand? Perhaps common?
It just gets like more perturbed, it seems, and kind of like begins inching its way slightly towards you, but can't
I
seem to
slightly
actually.
back away.
It can't seem to actually move from that spot. Only kind of like flop towards you and then return to its original anchored location.
Now, no need to be so upset. I am just trying to understand you and my quest for immortality better.
I'm trying to understand my quest better.
It fades away from the surface, back into the void within.
All right, I see how it is. Just like everyone else, thinking I'm some kind of nut trying to become
And then with a sudden jump scare, a bunch of like feathered bird rats fly out of the ooze and go
Terrifying.
disappearing into the night sky, making some horrible screeching racket.
Well, that was quite the show you had for me, didn't you? Well, I think it's about time I go find my companions. I'm sure they're worried sick about me. That party just can't.
Did the guard really
Function
not say that
properly.
QZ came to visit? That's really sad.
He really didn't.
He didn't.
All right. Um.
Where are you gonna go?
So, can I guess where they may have gone?
Well, your party previously went to the doctor's house, with you included, I believe, and you also,
You mean professors?
yes, sorry, the professor's house. Um, so given the number of places that you went with the party, that would be one of the very few. I don't remember if there are any other reasonable places to go.
Okay.
That
so,
store, the ruins, the jail.
Well, it is
The
nighttime, so I
entrance.
assume you guys would be looking for a place to stay.
Hmm.
So I am going to make my way to the doctor's house.
The professor's house or to your house?
The professor's house.
Okay.
You
While
got me
already
confused
at
for a
his
second.
house.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you begin making your way down the street, and as you do, you see on the left-hand side, knocking on some of the residential doors every, now and again, and not getting many responses. The Tiger Man, Tigtug, who, if you had reviewed your notes, is another guy you
Yeah, I
know.
remember who that is.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, so he looks tired.
I just strode up to him with my topless self.
Oh, hello.
Ah, TikTok!
Hello. He just gives you a hug.
So what is wrong, old friend?
He just gestures down the street to where you can see his building is not there anymore.
Yes.
I appear to have lost everything.
Wait, the doctor wouldn't remember that the building came apart, right?
No, I don't, but I do
Okay,
remember
but you're just
that's his
acting like you
place.
do.
I do remember that's his place, though.
Cool. Okay.
They were friends beforehand.
So, what happened here?
So much. I'm trying to sort through the details in my head. There was an exterminator that came to the house a couple of days ago, and he was kind of suspicious, maybe. And there was a tour I was giving to a gooseman or a couple,
A goose man.
and then yes,
I know this goose man.
Oh yes, I. Were you the? No. Well, he looks down at your
Well, I
bare
was
chest.
with the party.
I see. Do you know about
The Muppet Man?
You have. You were out of your mind earlier.
Wait, what are you talking? Okay, you sound like some crazy guard. What do you mean I was out of my mind?
Well, I could scarcely recognize you. If it was indeed you, which I think it is, given your apparel, you were not yourself. You had muscles, and you were on the ground trying to bite at people.
Me with muscles? I don't work out a day in my life.
That's what I thought. That's why I thought you couldn't possibly be the same person.
I just assumed that I got mugged and the guards decided to throw me in jail with some stupid reason again.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, do you know what happened to my comrade?
Uh, no, I wasn't paying the best attention. Uh, Hopefully they're in prison, but it sounds like you were just in prison.
Why would you want my comrades in prison, if I may ask?
I I don't know. I thought they were involved in the building going away.
Oh, I highly doubt it was my allies that did that. After all, would you do that?
Well, no, that's kind of why I'm sad that someone did it.
That's a
My
good reason.
point exactly. My friends are too good to do something like that.
Oh, okay. Well, a friend of yours is a friend of mine, I suppose. I'm just trying to process. There was also, oh, there was a woman with them.
A woman, you say?
She was the one who killed an intern.
Said
Or,
he knew no, he
hmm,
knew the underzone of truth that I said I didn't kill him. So I
okay.
didn't kill the intern.
There's a lot for him to remember, and for me to remember that
I'm
he remembers.
I take umbrage with that statement, sir. I'm gonna sue you for slander.
Okay, we're just gonna say
TND court.
he said something similar, or at least that's what his flawed brain is remembering right now, because I have a flawed brain, and that's what I'm remembering. Yes, but you're right. You did, under Zone of Truth, explain the situation and got absolved, but it was still an interesting situation, and the fact that you were involved with both of these is casting new suspicion on you from his
Well,
broken
he
perspective.
didn't see me in the building. I was just outside when things
Uh,
happened.
that is true. He never saw you. He only saw. Yeah, okay. That's
He
true.
probably saw Ananias, right?
He did. He was kind of in a
So he's probably
daze.
misremembering her.
Yeah, the main thing like he knows QZ. He spent more time with QZ.
And QC saved his life. So you
Yeah,
should always love him.
yeah,
Should always love him.
yeah. Anyway, he kind of fumbles out an explanation that he's seen a couple of, odder than usual visitors to the museum, but things were going as expected. Business was proceeding mostly as usual, and then suddenly, after a more severe earthquake than usual, uh, suddenly everything started kind of crack and crumble, and in the middle of the tour, his person ran away, and then the entire building started collapsing, and the guy who was on the tour picked him up and brought him out, and then the building,
Well,
and
it
now he's
sounds to
got no
me
place to
some
stay.
mishap. You have no place to stay? Why did you not ask me? Aren't we friends?
This is the first time I've got a chance to see you since that, and yes, I would like to think we are.
Well then, you are welcome to use my abode.
Thank you.
Now, where's my keys? I start patting around. I can't seem to find my keys. Well, that's a problem. Well, I do have an extra set of keys under the doormat. If you would like, you may use my home until I need it back.
Yes, that would be great. You live in your office on the third level, right?
I do.
Okay.
Now, don't touch
Daughter
any of
much?
the equipment because a lot of it can, well,
Understandable. Yes, I would not want to end up with a condition such as yours. No offense, of course. I'm sure the muscles are fun.
I still don't understand what people are talking about.
Well, I don't know the full story. I only know what I've seen. But from my perspective, I think you have a disease? I,
I have a disease.
I don't know. So it's at least it's not.
I wonder if it has to do with immortality.
Maybe. I'm not sure what you've tried in that pursuit.
You want to help me check?
What are you suggesting? This sounds like a
I think there
cons-
might be a guillotine in the old storehouse.
I think we should not try anything a little hasty here. Perhaps we can deal with this in the morning at least.
Very
You know, immortality is something you just kind of stumble upon later. You know, you just like,
Maybe
oh,
I'm
I could have
immortal."
died there. I guess I am immortal. You know, you don't, not something you test, something you like stumble upon.
well.
You want to be
As I
immortal?
said,
Is not however many hundreds of years people tend to live here enough?
immortality has been my goal this whole time. That is the only reason I started working here. Because I believe there is some kind of documentation somewhere that has been created by the founder, who was, for a matter of fact, an avid researcher for immortality.
Yes. Yeah, I heard that story as well. Mm. So, you're bringing that story to light now again? Why now
Of
after
course
so
I
many years?
believe it or not, but I do believe that my party I'm with was once friends with an immortal.
Oh,
A
believe it.
real life immortal. Imagine that!
okay. How interesting. I'm sorry. This is a lot for me to process right now. I've been. I feel like I would be better suited to listen and give my full attention in the morning. Would you mind?
Yes, yes. Go ahead and go to my abode. Once again, the key is under the mat. If it's missing, then just go complain to the landlord.
Very well. All right. Well, thank you, Dr. Lacage. It's good to see you, and I appreciate your kindness more than you can know. I'll see you in the morning, I suppose.
Yes.
And with that,
Well, off to the professor's house.
he shouts to the
Where was
sky in the
that
middle of the
again?
street.
Exactly.
Okay, so I assume we've had a very riveting lesson about how magic works in the meantime.
Mhm.
Yes.
And
GC still doesn't understand, but he's pretending like he does. Just that way we can move on.
Can we back up to the first lesson,
And,
teacher?
and that is at least the basic gist of how magic essentially functions within our world.
that was just enough time for me to get clean.
GC smiles and nods.
Oh, so
Like,
it was only Dylan
clearly not
explaining?
being
Oh no!
clearly not being able to like say he understands because he doesn't.
No
But-
The
wonder.
idea that it's just Adrian with the intricacies of
He's explaining at like a college algebra level, whereas
Yeah.
these guys are like, they need baby food.
like second grade magic lessons.
Um,
Explain it to us like we're dumb.
just a heads
I
up, it
wrote down
is
all the words
Yeah.
he said, and I'm gonna ask Isabella about them.
We can pick up next
So it's
time
time
when
for
the
you to get
doctor
off?
arrives and we restart this conversation and then a long rest.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Well, I've got a lot of writing to do to actually prepare those books Ananias has got. I've put off long enough about actually preparing that information. I've got other stuff that I need to prepare, so How about next week we do Pumpkin's campaign, give me a little bit of breathing room, and then I can cry and without still not having enough time to prepare next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys for the session. It was really fun. I hope you guys
Yeah,
also had a
Thank
good time.
you.
Per
I had
usual.
fun as well.
That's
Hmm?
what I'm saying.
Yep.
What did he say?
Yeah.
Yawn.
Yes. That's exactly it.
Okay, good night, guys.
Yep.
Bye.
Later.
Night, night.